remaining German player, the last remaining German man, I should say.
The drop shot that made the rest of that point possible. Beautifully played drop shot again. Plenty of backspin. Nadal with virtually no options but to go straight down the line. And once the lob got over his head, here Haas is perfectly placed. Oh, what a return.
30-15.
Just slides across sideways, open stance, plants the right foot. Just too good.
Could this be the difference? Haas was in a similar circumstance on Nadal's serve in the previous game, and that was the point where he worked his way back into the point 3 times and then couldn't pull the trigger on the shot that he wanted. Nadal sensing a little opening here to make an early impression. To warm the pace off it. 144. It seemed to take a week to get to Rafa.
Nadal thinks this is good too.
Yeah, he's walking. So you can expect that Hawkeye is going to confirm the call here. Rafa's got no doubt about it. Right on the line. Tommy Haas holds again. We stay on serve early in the second set. Nadal having taken the first 6-4 in 50 minutes. I may have just caused a mass walkout in our control room by mentioning the word beer. Hopefully these pictures will continue to come to you as we look at the early going in the second set.
Seats, please. Thank you.
On serve, Tommy Haas with the advantage in this set numerically. Nadal with the chance of evening that up as we take a walk around the concourse.
Easier said than done, but Haas perhaps getting a little guilty again of trying to get into the backhand corner of Nadal constantly, and that's letting Nadal just continually move into that backhand corner and hit the off forehand, and he's making Haas cover an awful lot of territory. Got to go wide to the Nadal forehand often so that you can then get to the backhand.
Game Nadal. Two games all.
Might be able to hear some cheering going on in the background. The reason for that is there's another match going on at the moment out on Margaret Court Arena between Richard Gasquet and Fernando Gonzalez, and it's gone into the 5th set. Keep you posted with that.
Love 15.
Good play.
15 all.
Just made Nadal take his eye off the ball at the last moment as he recognised Haas was serving and volleying. That drew the error. Gets in here quickly, Haas. Look where he volleys this from. The goal is to get inside the service line. He's got there, but the ball's right at the toes.
For speed and beating for power.
30 all.
Perfectly played tactical point as well. Got to the forehand initially to then open up the backhand.
Massive point here for Tommy Haas's chances.
on the line, though, to get Nadal out of court enough. Look at this one on the line. It's back again. Virtually on the line. And another one that just skims the net. He's hit 3 or 4 virtually perfect shots to win the point. It's what it takes.
Do you think this surface, Jeff, is more conducive to the drop shot than the rebound ace surface was?
It is. Ball doesn't bounce quite as high on this as the rebound ace. And it's just a little bit more abrasive, so the ball will bite a little if you get a little backspin on the ball.
Still have to be played perfectly, and Tommy's done that.
Advantage Haas.
Difficulty you have when you're volleying is the ball is spinning so much, it's hard to judge the flight of it. Here, Haas has got this covered, but he still had to feel for the ball. Couldn't get enough racket head speed on it because the ball was dipping so quickly prior to impact. Very tough to volley them with real conviction.
Advantage Nadal.
Got it on the rise, and Hawkeye would tell us that that was quick, and Tommy would confirm that. Couldn't get anywhere near it in the end. Brings up a break point here.
Exquisite touch from Haas. We've mentioned how difficult it is to time a volley when the ball's dropping so viciously. Look at the angle he gets here. Nadal had so few options, he was almost running into the net. Immediately that Haas makes contact, gets into that corner, there's no covering that. You have to cover the line because he's on that side of the court. And look at the angle. It's 131 kilometers an hour, but still able to achieve the dip on the ball. That should not be possible. And for most other people, It isn't possible. No one gets the spin on the ball that he does.
Just hanging in there. He's doing better than that. He's forcing a real contest here. When you consider the first set was only 6-4, it was only the break of serve effectively in the 5th game that changed the course of the first set.
Advantage Nadal.
To the night 199, and that wouldn't have been far shy of it. Always the wide serves don't quite come up as the quickest. That one was humming.
Sometime, but I'm not sure he had much alternative there. Well, he was unfortunate there. That's a mishit from Nadal that turned out to be a perfect lob. But it is a Hollywood shot. And the number of times that comes off, oh, it's about as often as once a century. It looks good. Oh, that's unfortunate for Haas.
And the 4th break point. It drops in.
Nadal leads 3 games to 2. Haas is challenging the call. Left side, far sideline.
He was having a good old conversation. I suspect it's more in hope than anything. Rafa hasn't sat down as yet. No problems. So that is the break. Yet again, the decisive moment comes in the 5th game.
Haas with 1 challenge remaining.
Well, he's a little unfortunate that game on the last 2 points. Haas, this was again another miss hit.
22 we've been going.
Ready for play, thank you.
Tommy Haas has come back from 2 sets to love down 3 times in his career, and he's facing the real possibility of having to do that again. Not that time.
15 love.
Have a look and see how high the ball is when Haas hits it. It's up around shoulder height, and that's what makes it difficult to hit a good disguised drop shot.
Thank you.
Oh, you're kidding.
30 love.
As well, he should shake his head. He couldn't have hit a better return. He's taken it early. Look where it lands, this return. Down the line, millimetres from the baseline, half volley angle cross court. Something special.
30-15.
Consolidated straight away by Rafael Nadal. New balls will bring a new racket. Already 2 world records as far as Grand Slam tennis crowds are concerned this week in Melbourne. First on Wednesday when there was more than 63,500 people here. And then yesterday, it was broken by around 100. And again.
15 love.
First.
Nadal is challenging the call. Right side, far sideline. Ball is called out.
Not sure that he's overly confident, though. Perhaps he should be.
15 all.
10 millimeters.
That's why you've got to go across to the forehand as often as possible, because he starts heading into that backhand corner in advance, sets up, and that off forehand just does damage time after time.
$30 all.
Certainly going to hit the forehand, come hell or high water there. I'm going to love that shot as much as you, Jeff.
It's the most devastating shot in tennis. I mean, look where he is here. It has to be a winner, but he's got so much belief in the shot, he thinks he can hit a winner from anywhere on the court.
that's going to make it just about impossible now. You would think in the second set. Successive breaks of serve for Rafael Nadal. And he needs just one more game to make it 2 sets to love.
Time.
Try these numbers on for size. 38 winners, 6 unforced errors. It has been another remarkable display from this man from Spain. And of those 38 winners, 19 have come with that devastating off forehand.
Ready for play.
Oh, he hit an out ball.
Love 15.
You have to admire Tommy Haas, the way he stood tall in the face of brilliance at the other end. Those unforced error stats are even made to look better by the fact that Nadal has made 1 unforced error in this entire second set.
We got part of the reason why before, Peter, the 1.8 metre clearance that Nadal has over the net on average just almost eliminates the net as a risk factor. Up on the roof.
Please.
Steve Aldrich showing a little compassion. Set point.
Game. Second set. Nadal.
You have just seen about as complete a set of tennis as you like. 16 winners and 1 unforced error. Nadal, unstoppable, leads by 2 sets to love.
Well, Rafael Nadal is playing a very special brand of tennis, and look at that 75% first serve. Tommy Haas is not playing that badly, but Nadal 17 winners, Haas 9, 1 unforced error by the Spanish 21-year-old in that second set. 32 total points won to 21 for the German. Break points 2 of 5, and Tommy Haas did not have 1 break point. 1 unforced error. Is there any stopping this Spanish fantastic play? Now then, mixed doubles, Sonny Merzers with Mahesh Bhupathi against Anastasia Rodionova and Stephen Haas. That's tomorrow, for our Indian viewers, 5:30 India time. Vijay Armitage will be calling the match for you. Let's go back to Jeff Masters and Peter Donegan.
Lesser men would have been broken by what Nadal has done to them, but Haas has such a competitive fire that that's not likely to happen to him. He'll fight till the bitter end.
There's that curl again. That ball really moved.
15 all.
It's a Tiger Woods draw shot at his best. This ball, that must have moved a good metre in the air.
Game Haas.
As was the case in the second set. Pretty convincing opening service game from the German.
Well, perhaps Haas thinking that all-out attack is the only way to go. Served and volleyed every point in that game. He certainly showed perhaps the shoulder that he's had some problems with is an issue again, and I think when he sat down at the change of ends and thumped his arm into the seat, it was not just frustration. It might have been the first sign that the shoulder is not exactly how he'd like it to be.
Well, he certainly did flex that shoulder just a couple of seconds before that. So what Nadal is doing to him would hurt badly enough, but with a bad shoulder, you would think it's just impossible. Never say never in sport, but it looks that way. Nadal unchallengeable from what we've seen so far. I was just thinking before, Jeff, with the way he curves the ball that you were talking about, a movement of almost a metre. If he ever took up cricket, which is unlikely for a Spaniard, he'd be a pretty handy first change swing bowler, wouldn't he?
Not sure he knows what cricket is. Well, he certainly gets some swing on his serve. It's the backbone of his serve, is the slider away to the right-hander's backhand.
He's got the manner about him now that he's saying, okay, I've had a bit of a test from Tommy, but enough's enough.
Game Nadal. 1 game all.
Do it.
part of his speed is that he reads the play so well, Nadal. Yes, he's quick, but here he's on his way very early because he looks at the racket face, reads the play, anticipates, if you will. Hitting the line and skidding through, that's what the grizzle was about.
Net for serve.
Wonderful scrambling though again from Nadal. He just puts you under so much pressure to make one more ball, one more ball.
Perhaps all this incessant pressure and brilliance has broken him. Wouldn't be surprising, even for a man who's in the veteran class now, playing in his 37th Grand Slam. Especially if that shoulder's acting up. Another skidder.
He said, that's all I've got to do. I've got to hit the lines all the time. Simple as that.
Oh. Yeah, he's decided now it's time. And he's put the foot on the gas.
2 games to 1.
Gets the break earlier than he has done with the decisive break in the first 2 sets, and Rafa seems to be on his way.
Lacoste, official outfitter of the Australian Open.
This is the truth. Nothing but the truth. Why are we so crazy about football?
We might see this a lot in the future.
Because we can revitalise.
So joining in the fun.
We can make friends. And best of all.
Perhaps the best of all.
The satisfaction that comes from devotion to this unique rapture. NFC. Get crazy about football. Nokia's Football Crazy is presented by Nokia. Sailing the world's most treacherous seas, they had to trust their lives to their boats. Experienced life at the extreme. All the ocean race on Star Sports.
Generally speaking, the stats rule is this: that if you get as many winners as unforced errors, you've done pretty well. If you happen to get up in the rarefied air of twice as many winners as unforced errors, then you have played out of your socks. Rafael Nadal has had 45 winners and 7 unforced errors. That is practically unheard of.
Ready for play. 15 love.
And look at Tommy Haas. 24 winners, 20 unforced errors.
He'd be happy with that.
That would be enough to beat a lot of people.
Love.
There's still a bit of sting in that backhand from the Jerry.
30-15.
He's only actually had 2 outright backhand winners, but it's set up so many points for him tonight.
Game Nadal.
The #1 seed, the #1 player in the world,
Nadal leads
demonstrating
3-1.
why he has that mantle, and he will retain that mantle no matter what happens here at Melbourne Park over this fortnight. And he's starting just to play as though he's got to get the midnight tram, which I'm tipping is probably unlikely.
Love.
Best he's timed the backhand all night. It's normally his better ground stroke. He hasn't hit it quite as sweetly tonight. Those last 2 have been very good. Oh, that's just outstanding.
30-15.
Another winner.
All. Game Haas.
He's fighting it out, but it looks like a losing fight.
Second serve here now with Nadal serving 3-2 in the third set. Let's go back to Jeff Masters and Peter Donegan.
Love.
Also look at the way players moving, Peter, to determine just what sort of form they're in, and Nadal is moving really superbly here this evening. Federer moved magnificently last night. So players moving freely and normally playing equally well. Ball hits the court with that spin and it just accelerates.
Net. Serve.
He just treats every ball like it's, or every point like it's the most important point of the match. Won't give anything away, chases everything. The ultimate competitor.
And you would have believed that if it had gone into
15 love.
Look at the defense. Almost made that as well.
I think you made a good point too, Jeff, about the way he plays each point. The difference between the good players and the great players is that in his heart of hearts, Nadal has known that he's had this match in his keeping probably for some time now. But he won't allow himself to really think that way. Lesser players would probably just put the cruise control on and try and enjoy the ride, but he won't do that.
Saying he enjoys the competition and the challenge more than the sport itself. And that shows. He just loves challenging himself. He loves competing for every single point. Thrives on it.
the second point of the match, if you will. Nadal tried that off forehand and it just missed, and the look on his face was just total anguish, as if to say, why did I miss that?
Yeah.
And it was the second point of the match.
Well, to him, the match has started. Therefore, every point is as critical as the next.
2 more break opportunities.
Game, Nadal. New balls.
New balls. Chances are they're only going to be used for 1 more game. What a display this has been.
Don't forget, tomorrow morning, Sanya Mirza with Mahesh Bhupathi against Anastasia Rodionova and Stephen Haas. That is for you watching in India, 5:30 in the morning Indian time. That's the 3rd round of the mixed doubles. That's tomorrow morning with Vijay Amritraj. Right now, it is Nadal on the brink of beating Tommy Haas of Germany.
Not even into double figures as far as the unforced errors go. Has met a brave and gallant veteran opponent tonight and has simply bedazzled him and everyone else here with his class. For the last rights to this 3rd round match, Nadal now serving for it. Even with the sore shoulder, even with the situation the way it is, he can still come up with that. So long the crown has been sitting on Roger Federer's head as the best player in the world, and Nadal has taken that crown now. And tonight he has displayed very well why he wears it. Winner number 53 ends a stunning performance.
3 sets to love. 6-4, 6-2, 6-2.
2 hours and 4 minutes of sheer brilliance against a brave opponent. It's hard to imagine you could see much better than that. The winner count officially at the end of the match, 53 winners, 8 unforced errors. Jeff Masters, about as complete a performance as you could wish to see.
Well, I think so, Peter. He's an athlete that was in supreme form. He was moving particularly well. And Tommy Haas leaves the stage, perhaps for the last time here at the Australian Open. He's in his 31st year. He's done well, very well, to reach the semi-finals here before, but tonight he was totally Well, it's fair to say outclassed, and that's really no shame on Haas, who played, I think, probably as well as he was capable of. But this man was at another level. His ground strokes were outstanding. His serve was good. His movement was well, tremendous, and just an all-around outstanding performance based on the statistics, as you pointed out. 53 winners and 8 unforced errors. I don't think I've ever seen a match with that sort of level of statistics. Superb.
No, I can't recall seeing that big a gulf. And you look at poor old Tommy's figures, and we've mentioned them a couple of times. 25 winners, 25 unforced errors. You'd look at a lot of matches and say, that's pretty good going.
Well, particularly when he was under so much pressure. This man, Nadal, just never gives you a break. He never gives you a free point. He doesn't give you a ball in an easy part of the court.
All right, let's have a look at the match stats and just confirm those numbers again. Nadal started off with 58% of first serves into play and ended with 69.
Yeah, he'd be very pleased with that. And it's not just first serves that were going in at a pedestrian pace. They were really probing first serves that either were unreturnable or set the point up. And again, the winners, as you mentioned, 53-8. And he had 18 break point opportunities and converted 6 of them. So he gave himself lots and lots of chances, and it took some fine tennis from Haas to prevent even more breaks of serve. And he was also quite successful at the net, Nadal, 20 of 23 times. It's better than quite successful. That's very successful. He has a good feel for the net. His instincts as to when to go forward are very good. Anticipation, excellent. And, well, shots on the run, he's devastating because of his speed and his ability to achieve angles such as that from any part of the court. Return a serve, as ever, blindingly good. And there's just so few blemishes in his game here tonight. And unless someone can take the game to him with raw service power and the ability to keep the points really short, he's going to be very difficult to beat this fortnight. He was a man on a mission, and unfortunately for Haas, he was the recipient of that mission. The focus total, and that was match point. And he moves on without expending too much energy.
And probably Gilles Simon is the man in his part of the draw who is going to be quivering in his boots after what he's seen there, because that is the likely quarter-final matchup. Here's the draw. So it's going to be Rafael Nadal to meet the winner of Richard Gasquet and Fernando Gonzalez. We will check in with that in just a moment. And then Monfils.
Well, thanks very much to Jeff Masters and Peter Donegan, and I can update Peter Donegan now. Fernando Gonzalez has beaten Richard Gasquet in a match that lasted 4 hours and 10 minutes, and Gonzalez won it 12-10 in the 5th. That's an astonishing match. So Gonzalez-Nadal at the top of the draw. Monfils against Gilles Simon, the all-French 4th round match there in that quarter. It's Andy Murray against Fernando Verdasco of Chile. That's the number 4 seed. Murray beat Jürgen Meltzer today. And it's James Blake against Joe Wilfried Songa at 9 against 5. And that is all pointing to a Murray-Nadal semi-final. A Murray-Nadal semi-final. Lots of tennis to be played before that, though. But who on earth would argue against